Hey there, restaurant pros. It's David Scott Peters, and welcome to the Restaurant Prosperity Formula podcast. For over 2 decades, I've been guiding restaurant owners to success with the proven principles of something I call the Restaurant Prosperity Formula. I originally created the formula based on the daily practices of the most successful restaurateurs I coached, and it's now the foundation of what I teach restaurant owners like you so you can achieve success. What do I mean by success? Success is a restaurant owner who dictates the terms of their life and their bank account instead of their restaurants dictating those things for them. Success is a restaurant owner who has freedom from the restaurant and the financial freedom they never thought possible. How you define success is up to you, but I do know the way to achieving it is using the Restaurant Prosperity Formula. This season, I'm diving even deeper into the core elements of the formula: leadership, systems, training, accountability, and taking action. Along with my insights, you'll hear from special guests, industry experts, and inspiring success stories from fellow restaurant owners who've turned their businesses around and found their definition of success. In this episode, number 137, we're tackling the leadership traits every restaurant pro must have. Let's get started. But first, a word from our sponsor. Boost your restaurant's performance with the Service with Style's secret shopping program. Get comprehensive reports with photos, customized visit templates, a vast network of experienced shoppers, and a fantastic scoring system so you know exactly what your guests are experiencing. You control the frequency and rotation. No minimums, no contracts, no cancellation charges, and no hidden fees. Enjoy industry-leading reporting and scoring software, plus a 10% discount off the price, and your first shop is free. Set up a quick call today at www.servicewithstyle.com/DSP. Owning a restaurant doesn't automatically make you a leader. Your daily actions do. Leadership is a decision, and it's a decision you make every single day. Leadership shows up in 3 key ways. First, visibility. Leaders aren't ghosts. Be present in service or anything that you do, not to micromanage, but to set the tone and model the standard. Second is consistency. Don't enforce a rule today and ignore it tomorrow. Inconsistency destroys trust. And finally, 3, development. Stop taking problems back from your managers. Teach them to solve the problems themselves. That's how you build leaders under you. Take Chantel, for example, owner of a small restaurant group. When a key employee demanded a $100,000 salary and a hefty bonus bump, she could have caved and walked away frustrated. Instead, she made a leadership choice. See, she tied compensation to performance, gave a fair raise now, set milestones for the future, and implemented Asana to track accountability. That's leadership in action. Or look at Barrett, 3rd-generation operator of a famous barbecue concept in Texas. He admitted he was drowning by trying to run every piece of the business himself. Together, we pushed him to hire an operations manager, implement weekly prime cost reporting, and meet with family regularly to align strategy. He even transitioned into QuickBooks Online to stay on top of his numbers. That was the turning point for him, from doing everything himself to leading through systems and people. See, leadership isn't a title. It's a choice you make every single day. Now, confusion is the enemy of execution. When your people don't know what good looks like, they'll fill in the blanks and, well, they usually get it wrong. Here's how you create clarity. Define success in writing, recipes, side work, steps of service, plating standards. If it matters, document it. Teach it. Training isn't one and done. Teach, test, retrain until it sticks. Inspect what you expect. You've heard that before, yes? See, you can do that through daily huddles, spot checks, even one-on-ones. If you don't check, it won't get done. Now, Julie, owner of a small brew pub, she discovered this the hard way. Her food cost was out of control and no one could point out why. The fix wasn't her trying harder. She tried harder than anybody I knew. It was clarity. We trimmed her menu to the most profitable items and implemented key item tracker and the waste trackers. Suddenly, her team, wasn't guessing. They knew exactly where to focus and costs came under control. Or how about Ashley and Heather, owners of a pizza restaurant that's an institution in their small town? And they had the same challenge when it came to pricing. Their pizza cost was running 36.7% food cost. Salads were underpriced. And low-selling items, well, they clogged the menu. We cut the dead weight, redesigned pizza sizes, rolled out a signature salad line, repriced everything properly, and trained our team on upselling. That menu went from confusing to crystal clear and profitable. Clarity and standards create, well, clarity and performance. Julie fixed cost. Ashley and Heather fixed prices. Both fixed confusion. Accountability without numbers is also just nagging. Numbers without accountability are meaningless. Together, they create leadership that drives results. Here's what that looks like in practice. Here are some daily habits. Check sales, labor, comps, voids every single day. Don't wait until the P&L slaps you in your face. Get into a weekly rhythm. Hold one-on-one meetings where managers present their numbers, not you to them to you. And they start owning the results. How about accountability? Accountability is a two-way street. You need to take a balanced approach. Praise wins when they're tied to numbers. Call out misses that are tied to numbers. That's leadership without bias. Now, Anthony and Leah are living their transformation now, going from one location to two locations. And in their new place, they added, well, a dinner shift that didn't exist in the original. And their gut says that their dinner shift is basically bleeding money. Now, instead of guessing, we went to the numbers, looking at prime costs, labor efficiency, whatever their break-even point is. Now, in doing so, their data will show them exactly where things are broken. We set up an action plan, from email marketing and loyalty programs and SMS campaigns to increase sales, to analyzing their dollars per labor hour work to look at efficiencies and see where in the shifts, or shifts plural, they were losing it. Should they stay open, or should they, well, throw the baby out with the bathwater? Once they do this, they're going to be able to hold their team accountable to the numbers. They'll stop firefighting and start steering with confidence. And I know they will. Now, passion gets you into this business in the first place. And there's a second thing called persistence that keeps you alive in it. This is something I discovered when I wrote my book, Restaurant Prosperity Formula, what successful restaurateurs do. The most successful restaurant operators I worked with up to that point. Every one of them had those two personality traits, passion for hospitality and persistence. Here's how you balance both. Reconnect with your why, right? Why do you went into the business? Write it down and revisit it often. Share it with everybody who will listen. Your employees, so they know the direction you're going. Your customers, so they know what you're all about. Your vendors, so they know what to bring you because they know the direction you're going. And in the process of running your business, you should expect some setbacks. And that's where persistence comes in. Persistence is the difference between quitting and pushing through. So you've got to fuel your fire. In order to do so, you protect that fire with your passion by balancing family time, health, and your hobbies. Now, Kim, owner of a small restaurant and catering business, faced, well, this test. Very seasonal business. When weather was good, they were busy. When weather was bad, well, their sales tanked. And their cash flow got razor thin. Now, to her credit, instead of wallowing, she reconnected with her purpose and acted on it. She implemented a loyalty program. She was upselling fondue boards, streamlined her menu, and she was driving catering sales. She chose persistence. On the other side, Eric, owner of an ice cream food truck, a group of them, chose persistence over the long game. His food trucks hit record sales at a county fair. But it wasn't luck. For years, he built a feeder program of 45 trained employees. People who just were relentless with great customer service, understood his brand, what he wanted to execute, and in turn created a labor plan that would staff his trucks with the right people. That's the kind of persistence that pays off because it pays off in preparation. Kim proves persistence saves you from a crisis. Eric proves persistence rewards you in the long run. Passion without persistence equals burnout. Persistence without passion grinds you down, and you need both. Now, criticism breaks people. Coaching builds them. Here's how leaders communicate. Number one, with clarity. Make expectations clear and measurable. Next, coach. Guide improvement. Don't just point out mistakes. And then confirm. Lock in the commitment so both sides, you and the employee, know what the next steps are. Now, Jake, owner of a very successful pub, had a longtime manager slipping, in her performance. He could have just fired that manager. Instead, he clarified expectations, laid out performance plan, and empowered another manager to step up. That's coaching instead of criticism. Rebecca, owner of a small cafe and market, faced a sous chef who refused to follow the prep list. Rather than bend or blow up, she clarified her non-negotiables, classified her team as A, B, and C players, and confirmed the path forward. That path was improve or move on. That's communication with standards and coaching built in. Jake shows coaching builds people up. Rebecca shows coaching enforces accountability. Both prove communication is leadership. Systems, training, accountability are useless without action. The best leaders don't wait for, perfect. They act, adjust, and move forward. Here's how you build an action culture. Start now. Pick one system and implement it this week. Put dates on everything. If it's not scheduled, it's not real. Celebrate progress, not perfection. Small wins compound into momentum. Dwight, owner of a small restaurant and a big dream, is a great example. His training path, it had stalled at one point in time, and chaos was creeping in. Instead of waiting for perfect timing, he resequenced his modules in our learning library, split up sessions into short bursts, and added a new column to his training sheets, and started implementing immediately with his team, everyone involved. He didn't wait. He didn't make excuses. He acted. That's what separates stuck owners from successful leaders. Some leaders are victims, always blaming. Some are numbers people obsessed with spreadsheets, but blind to the people. Some are givers, love everything about the business, but broke. The goal is to be the captain of the ship, balancing people, numbers, and standards. Bob, owner of a college bar and a local full-service restaurant, went through this shift. He was frustrated with his managers who wouldn't delegate. But the truth was, the common link was him. He owned it, and everything changed. He streamlined the menu. He treated catering as its own business, even considered closing or selling. That's moving from victim or numbers person to captain of the ship, taking responsibility and steering with balance. Because here's the truth. Prosperity equals leadership plus systems plus training divided by accountability plus taking action. That's the restaurant prosperity formula. And leadership is the multiplier. Without it, nothing else sticks. So, Restaurant Pro, which of these traits do you need to master first? Maybe it's choose leadership instead of defaulting to owner. Maybe it's documenting clarity. Maybe it's holding people accountable and steering by the numbers. Leadership isn't optional if you want prosperity. It's the foundation. And you don't have to guess how to build it. You've got real examples like Chantel, Barrett, Julie, Ashley, Heather, Anthony, Kim, Eric, Jake, Rebecca, Dwight, and Bob showing you the way. That's how you move from grinding every day to truly leading. Ready to take the next step towards achieving restaurant prosperity, freedom from the daily grind, and the financial success you deserve? Book a discovery call with Ryan James to learn about our group coaching program. Ryan will guide you through how our program can transform your restaurant and help you achieve the prosperity and freedom you've been striving for. Click the link in the description below or visit dsp.coach/talk-to-Ryan to schedule your call now.